What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Truck Parking Clubhouse. Sorry that we weren't here for you last night. It's been a couple weeks since we've been on with the Clubhouse. We have been out and after it. We were at the Iowa 80s Trucker Jamboree. We've just been going everywhere, doing a million different things. We've gotten to take the cab over out to stretch its wheels. Definitely go out and check our social media pages. You can see exactly what it's been like for our 1978 International Transtar to get out there over the road. We've been seeing your guys' comments and your support. It's been super awesome. But we've been offline for the past few weeks with some of our live streams, and we're excited to get back for some great conversations with some great drivers and talk about what's going on in the industry, what's going on with you guys and everything. And we got one of our partners who's coming on who's doing something absolutely incredible this month. Before I get rolling, again, if you're not following any of our pages, head to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, throw some likes, drop some comments. If you're a driver out there, by the way, drop a comment where you're tuning in from. Also, be mindful. We're bringing on one of our partners right now, Sean. He said there is some nasty weather coming through his way pretty soon. So if you've got any live weather reports, drop in the comments exactly what the weather's like where you're at. If there's any traffic updates, stuff that drivers need to know about ASAP, let us know because we like to relay that information out there. Also, want to let you know, last night, every Monday, the Taillights newsletter drops with some kind of what I think is relevant news to the industry going on. So that came out last night, 7 p.m. Check your inboxes. We've got some great surveys in there too. At Truck Parking Club, again, we are always evolving, ever changing. The best way to describe what Truck Parking Club does is we are a malleable company. So we can only improve based off of the feedback you guys give us. And we have surveys in these newsletters as your way to leave a public comment on some questions that we have to help make our stuff better. Kind of like how in last week's newsletter, I said that there's an open comment period going on for stuff with the DPF, the emission stuff in limp mode. You know, FMCSA, they put in these comment sections and then they don't end up getting a lot of replies. And then people wonder why some things don't get done or some things don't change. But so we do the same thing with the surveys in our newsletters. So definitely check them out. There's always some good information out there. Ralph, we're always working. We know Ralph's Trucking's out there working. He was saying bad in Cincinnati just as he got through. But without any further delay, I want to bring on our guy, the king over there of Tanker Yankers, Fit Trucker, 1975, Mr. Sean Smith. What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing there, brother? How you been?
Dude, I've been doing great. I can't complain. It's been nice to be out there back on the road, actually, driving that cab over and getting back after it, getting some runs in, especially going to Shell Super Rigs, Bristol Motor Speedway, and then getting up to Iowa 80. So it's been fantastic. How those dumbbells treating you?
They're treating me. They're treating me. They're coming in good. They getting a little workout in about 2-3 times a day. Get some drop the bull guard and everything out off the front. Get a little sit-ups, push-ups, whatnot while I'm fueling, and just continuing and living life, man.
LIVINing, as McConaughey would like to say, which you were about to be set up outside, but you've got some weather coming your way. Where are you at currently? And if drivers are approaching the area, what do they got to look out for?
Well, I'm in Paulsboro, New Jersey, kind of South Jersey, down by Philly and all. And the weather's definitely coming in. Apparently, there's some bad weather, some strong thunderstorms, high winds, imminent flooding, possible tornadoes. It's fun out here.
Yeah, some pretty rare kind of weather for New Jersey. We've got, I think we've got like a heat wave going on across the country too. We've got triple digits in Kentucky. We got triple digits here in Texas. What's the temperature like up your way?
Temperature is actually 79 because of this storm. So, and that's a lot of when you have high humidity. Coming from Florida, used to live in Florida. This was an afternoon occurrence between 4 and 4:05. But what it is because there's so much humidity out there, these storms, when they come down, they are wicked. I mean, blinding rain, you can't see nothing. So keep it slow, keep it safe, and keep between the lines.
Yeah, I got a weather update recently. I guess this year is a big El Nino year. And every time I hear about El Nino, I think of the Chris Farley skit, where he talks about El Nino and he's dressed up in this outfit and he's like El Nino. You'd have to YouTube that one. That's an old Chris Farley skit, but apparently, yeah, it's a crazy El Nino year. And actually, fun fact here in Texas, the water levels, it was a couple of years ago, there was like drought conditions and Lake Travis was at like a certain capacity. Lake Travis is now, I think, completely full for the first time in like 6 or 7 years or something like that. Like it's now completely full. They had to normally over the weekend you'll see a lot of boats, river boats, stuff, people out on the water paddle boarding through the river in downtown Austin, and they're not letting people on right now because the currents are moving really fast. So good rain coming down in other places, so some good droughts, some heat going elsewhere. Be mindful, by the way, especially guys like if you guys are like Sean out there, make sure you're staying hydrated. Number one, especially in these heat waves, that means electrolytes too. Which, mind you, I do always add some health tips and good recipes in Taillight, so check them out. But Sean, what has been going on with you these last few months? What actually, before we get rolling, give a quick little synopsis. Who are you? How long you been driving? And what's the last couple months been like?
Well, for people that have seen me online on TikTok and whatnot, I go by Fit Trucker 1975 or Mr. Unimerica. Ride a unicycle all over the country and whatnot, and just have a little fun and do all of that. I've been a tanker yanker for 15 years, over the road driver, and trucker itself for 25 years now. And just out here living the dream and killing it every day, man.
Let's go. And you've famously said this before, but for any drivers out there, newer people to the industry, you think tanker's the way to go?
Oh, tanker's the way to go. There's no bumping docks. You hook a hose, you hang out, and that's it. Easy peasy, easy money.
What would it take for you to get to leave tanker?
About double what I make.
So that much, you're that dug in that tanker's the way to go.
Oh, that's absolutely the way to go. I mean, there's, like I said, no bumping docks, nothing. You just pull up to along the tanks, hook it up, easy money.
Yeah, if you were talking to a guy, newer driver who was thinking about getting in a tanker, what would be your kind of advice? What would you tell them to? How would you tell them to break into tanker? What would be like the kind of career path they should follow, or some general advice?
Well, I mean, there's many a tanker. You got your food grade, you got your chemicals, you got dry bulk, I haul oil. Black gold, everyone loves it. Everyone needs it. And just take your time, especially on the turns. It's not that first turn that's going to get you. It's the second one that you're going to roll. So you take your time, and it's just great. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, for sure. And schedule wise, what's it normally like? Because there's difference between drive-in and reefer. You're dealing with a lot of grocery distribution centers, 24-hour facilities. When it comes to the kind of customers you're delivering to, what's the week to week look like for you and for like anybody who's regularly hauling tanker over the road?
Truly, there is no schedule. But I mean, most places are like 6 o'clock in the morning till about like 5, 6 at night. You do get the occasional 24-hour places, but it's mostly you're doing everything in the daylight. So it's not bad. You can actually see what you're doing, which is a plus.
That's good. So it's pretty. You've got yourself kind of on like a regular routine, so to speak.
Yeah.
Let's go. And speaking of routine, that's what I got to ask you. I mean, and we haven't had you back up on the live stream in a few months. I'm curious. I mean, what's parking been looking like for you out there? Have you stayed in any locations recently, or what's the parking situation on your end been looking like?
Well, I haven't been staying, but I just booked some parking out in California for a friend of mine, and he's not technology technological, but I just set him up with on my account and booked him as another driver, and set him up for 3 days out in California. Easy peasy, man. The apps were great. Found out where he was stopping or where he wanted to stop. Looked up the town. You get like 3-4 different options. Bam, pick one and away you go.
Yeah, I remember talking about that earlier. So you said that this location was near one of his deliveries, but he's staying for a couple days. Is he doing a reset out there, or does he have family in the area?
Yeah, he's doing a reset. He has his father-in-law out there, and when we originally were talking, the father-in-law was like 55 miles away from the place. So I said, well, what town is he in? It was like Palm Desert or something like that. And so I hit, search that town, and it popped up a couple others that were closer to him. So I found a spot for 3 days, and it was like 15 miles away from him. So it's nice, easy. His father-in-law doesn't have to drive too far, and very convenient.
That's good to hear. And for anybody out there listening, so Sean had booked this location on the Truck Parking Club app for a friend of his. And so if you, a lot of times you could be in that predicament. Some people are wondering, can you book for somebody else? The answer is yes. Only because, we work with fleets and dispatchers as well. And dispatchers will many times book parking for their drivers. And so there is that option on the app. You can book for another driver. It's just a matter of, inputting the right information. The same way if you were going to book a hotel room for a friend of yours, you'd have it be under their name. So when they check in, they give their name, not your name. So just a very similar process and procedure as Airbnb or any other sort of app like Uber, making sure you just get the name. So in case you've got maybe somebody a little bit not as technologically inclined and they need some help finding and booking truck parking, you can help book them for them. And as always, we got 24-hour customer care that is ready to jump in and assist you guys if you need any help with bookings. But speaking of getting back onto routine, whole point of bringing you on before you get carried away. Your name's Fit Trucker 1975 on the internet. You're always getting after it with the Get Semi Fit resistance bands. How have you been able to? Let's start off here. How have you been able to incorporate regular daily movement into your lifestyle and your routine working over the road?
Well, the first thing I do, because I generally try and work out about 2 to 3 times a day, every day, kind of. And with the semi-fit, the bands and stuff, I get out first thing in the morning, and I use those more for stretching and just a little light work, but it gets the blood flowing, and so I'll get out, do like 5 or 6 different exercises, depends on the day, be it legs, arms, chest, whatever, and they're very versatile. Those bands are extremely versatile. So I get out, I'll do that. And it just kind of gets you up, gets you moving, gets the blood flowing. So now you're ready. Now you're up and ready to work. You're alert. You're ready to rock and roll. And then I have to fuel every day, so I stop. Or if you take your 30-minute break, just get out, start moving. I have a couple little dumbbells that you just get out, do some push-ups, some some curls, shoulder presses, whatever it is, and you just you're still moving. At the fuel island, you're fueling up your truck. Okay, so what are you doing? You're just standing. Well, do a couple do like some leg lifts or some stretches, or I got bolt guard on the front. I drop that, start doing some sit-ups, some push-ups, and kind of push yourself to see how many you can do while you're fueling. And keep going and keep pushing it. And it all comes to fact. And then afterwards, before I go to bed, as soon as I hit that little yellow button, I don't just go to bed. I get out, I have some adjustable dumbbells or whatever dumbbells, and get out and do another routine. So, and it's not much. I mean, a half hour, or like grab some dumbbells and go walk around the truck stop. Do some crossbody curls, or whatever. As you're walking, you're getting your cardio, you're getting some lifting in. Trust me, it'll work you. And that's what I do, every day. And consistency is what's going to build muscle.
100%. So there you go. You heard it. He says 2-3 times a day he's getting in workouts, which basically sums it up. And this is what, gentlemen like, Dr. Mark Monera and myself both say is anytime you stop, you have to realize that once you kind of get it in your brain, and this isn't saying it's necessarily a bad thing and that you should, stop doing what you're doing, but every hour you're behind the wheel, you have to look at that as like when you are sitting, when you shift the mindset to, man, sitting for this long is killing me. When you put that in your brain, when you're like, this is actually taking my life away, you need to, in your brain, be like, anytime you're not driving and you have the opportunity to not sit, it's your way to fight back. And what's crazy is it doesn't take that much time. You don't need to work out for as long as you were sitting to fight that back, but you need to do something. There's a great account on TikTok I just found of a guy who's been doing 20 minutes a day of body weight exercises, and he just does as many, I believe it's like 3 or 4 movements, and he'll do them until failure. So he'll do 15 pull-ups when he can't do anymore, and then he'll move into the next movement, and then he does a third one with that hits like arms, and then he'll go back to pull-ups, and he'll just do that for 20 minutes. And he's been documenting his process of every single day. Mind you, he does eat a good diet, and he's getting in protein, but that's all he's doing, and you could see his physical transformation. He's getting jacked.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm not looking to build muscle. I'm looking to kind of just tone up and whatnot. And that's exactly how I do it. Is every movement I do is to failure. I don't have like a big routine or big system or nothing. I just do it till failure. And I go to a different movement. And generally I'll do like 5 or 6 different exercises at a shot. And that's exactly how I do it. It's just everything I do to failure and 2 more. Okay, it's 2 failure plus 2, and you just keep going.
I love it. Love to hear it. Now, besides that level of fitness, you also carry with you another piece of equipment that not a lot of drivers have. I was just talking to Larry Cothran today, who's been really getting into cycling, but you've got. But yeah, so he's getting into cycling. So we might have to put you two in touch for a collab. But you've got another piece of equipment that not even Larry Cothran has for you to get mobile.
I do, and I have 2 of them in here. But let's take a. Come on. All right.
There they are.
So there it is, right there. Is my unicycle. It's a 36-inch 36-inch wheel that I'm doing a charity ride this year. Well, actually, I've done it for 7 years now, from Philadelphia to Atlantic City. And it's I do 30 miles of that, and for families of fallen first responders. Families Behind the Badge is the actual charity. What it is, you know, every day the family, the police, the firemen, EMS, they go out and kiss their loved ones goodbye, not knowing if they're coming back. And they do that all the time. That's just pure love. And if they don't, we take care of their families. That's the whole premise behind the charity ride that I do. And every dollar that is raised goes straight to the charity. It's a 100% to the charity. So, and I mean, these police, firemen, and all, they're not respected anymore, and they get such a bad rap. And I'm like, nah, you got to support these guys. So, and that's why I do that every year.
That's awesome. Let's hear your origin story. So, how did you get into riding unicycles in the first place? You wanted to stay fit, as you said. I think you hit a milestone in your birthday. You were like, I'm going to be fit after 50. What made you get a unicycle? Where'd that option come from? Where did the idea? Because obviously with me it was running. It's like,
right.
You know what? I know that running can keep you in shape and it burns a lot of calories. I would have never thought, and I had my bicycle with me. I've got a great YouTube video of a cool bike trip I did in Tucson, Arizona when I was over the road. But what made you think one wheel instead of two? What gave you the unicycle idea?
Okay, very simple, and every trucker knows it. We go to shady truck stops, okay? And I didn't, because I was really big into mountain biking. And I had high-end mountain bikes, a nice track, little carbon fiber, beautiful bike. What I didn't want is my bike stolen off the back of my truck. So I said, you know what? I asked my wife, this was at 38. So I've been riding for quite a while, 13 years now. But I asked my wife, I said, let me have a unicycle, and I'll learn that instead. Keep it in the truck. People are not going to steal a unicycle. And so she goes, well, I'll buy it for you. You're not going to learn it. You're going to quit. You're going to give up on it. I said, thank you. She goes, why? I said, because I'm going to learn just to spite you. And sure enough, I have 8 different unicycles now. And, so now I'm just all over the place. And I do some parades, some charity, but mostly it's for fitness. I go off-road, I go on-road, mountain bike trails, everything with them. So it's an absolute love. So, and of all different shapes and sizes, fat tire wheels, the bigger wheels, and the thing is, the bigger you go, the easier it is to go distance. So it's like you're trying to ride a little kid's bike, and you're pedaling your tail off and not really going anywhere. But the bigger the wheel you go, the easier it is to go distance. That's the difference.
Got it. Number one, big shout out to Jordan watching us on Facebook. He says he's seen you working out on TikTok in front of your truck.
Nice.
So we have no idea how far the reach can go. Love the unicycle origin story, by the way. Of and again, that's that spirit, that's that dog. When somebody tells you, oh, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do it, and I kind of had that same thing.
Yeah, when it came it for spite, man.
Yeah, like when I had told our family, that I was going over the road, especially that we were coming to Texas. My own brother was just like, "Oh, you've been making progress. Now you're going to become the even worse. You're going to get more overweight. You're going to get this and that." got logged right in my brain immediately. Like, oh, he said I'm going to go backwards. We're going to see about that. So great way to
100%.
Great way to test it out. Big shout out to 51 Logistics, by the way. Great to hear from you, brother. Shot you a text the other day. Hope you're doing well. I've got a present for you, by the way, and I need to talk to you because I need your address and want to send you a little something. We miss you out there, brother. Hope you're feeling great. But okay, so you get into unicycling. How did you find out about the number one? Because 30 miles on a bicycle is relatively social. I want to say for anybody who rides bikes casually. I'm not downplaying a 30-mile bike ride, but in the cycling world, that's like a social Saturday coffee ride. You get beers after. 30 miles on a unicycle is a whole different story. So where did you find out? Where did you get into the idea of I'm going to ride these unicycles for distance? And how did you find out about the charity?
Okay, so the charity out in Philly, the local radio stations who I ride with part of their team, Team WMMR, and while I was listening to their morning show, one of their DJs joked and said, "Oh yeah, well I'll do the ride on a unicycle," as a complete joke. I was like, you know what? Yes, I will. And the funny thing is that unicycle that I'm riding was built on purely donated parts. So I kind of reached out to the unicycle community through Facebook and Instagram and stuff. Kind of reached out. I said, hey, I'm good. Build a project, and I want to build a unicycle. I'm a trucker. I'm cheap. Okay. And they said, all right. And started sending me parts. Started sending the seat or some pedals or some cranks and this and that. And eventually, granted, there's not much to it, but eventually that was built on strictly donated parts. And one of my friends from out in Washington actually used to have a t-shirt making business, and she made me a t-shirt that had everybody's name on the part that they donated. So I had like a full shirt built by the unicycle community. So that's how I did that one. And and I just said, all right, let's go. Now this ride is normally a 65-mile ride, and they did a lighter version when I first got into it of 50 miles. Like, all right, I'll do the 50 miles, and then they shortened it down. 50 kind of scared people on bikes, and then they shortened it to 30, but they still have the 65, and then the 30 for beginners and stuff like that. But so I have done the 50 miles and the 30 miles on that unicycle, and the whole thing with it's straight pedaling. There's no brakes, there's no coasting, there's no gears. It's you on a unicycle, straight pedaling.
Yeah, so there's no downhill, no uphill, and if there's no downhill, that means there's probably no uphill either.
Nope. I mean, it is straight muscle and riding and determination. Because once you stop, and that's it. I mean, it's But what I find funny is at around mile 27 of it. So the ride's almost over. There's one last bridge to go into Atlantic City, and everybody else is just completely wiped out. And then they see me on a unicycle pedaling up and over that drawbridge, and they're like, "How in the world are you doing this?" I said, "I don't know." And they all see it. It's like, "Oh yeah, we loved you from last year, and glad you come out." And and then you hear people Oh, well, I guess I can't complain now. I see a guy on a unicycle, so it's just fun. It's encouraging for everybody else, and I'm just out there having fun, just living the dream, man.
Dude, I'm with you. I know we got Jordan chime in. He says, I could barely keep my balance to walk a quarter mile, unicycle 50 miles. Hats off to you. Big time. Hats off to you, brother. And Jordan, by the way, I saw your message. Find me on the internet. You can find me anywhere at Lombard Trucking, Lombard. Shoot me a message. You say you run hard, staying fit. And that's an open call to anybody out there, any driver. If you want to help get steered in the right direction when it comes to building some healthy habits while you're out there on the road. So that way, when you get home on the weekend, because that's what it's all about. When you get home on the weekend, it's about, having the energy. Oh, Jordan, I didn't even realize that. We're already connected. We're going to talk. All right. Yeah. Jordan's way. See, that's the thing. Social media. I know people by their social media names. Good
Right.
to, Jordan, reach out to me. I'll help you get locked in. And I know you work hard because you're doing some flatbed work out there, but, don't worry.
Oh, that's some heavy lifting there, man.
Yeah, he's
Absolutely.
heavy lifting. But we've between me and Sean, man, we'll fire you up. We'll have to get a Get Semi Fit Resistance Band kit out there for you. But hey,
absolutely.
Man, we're looking forward to checking out the ride. So I've posted the link in the comments. Where can people follow along with you on the ride? Is there any way they can track it? And or where can the people track this ride and race?
It's so the race itself. It's the 39th annual Bend to the Shore charity ride, and I think I don't know exactly, but I think there's you can look up the rider itself, and you could track them that way by putting in their name. If you want to follow whoever, on with me is Mr. Unimerica, and you can just follow right along and see all the pain that I'm in. But I mean, it's tracking the times, the distance, and stuff like that. So, and you can just type in the individual rider. There's 2,900 riders each year. This fundraiser does raises about $1.25 million each year. So it's a fantastic charity, and it goes for all the the fallen first responders, and actually a children's foundation and stuff also, for Philadelphia, South Jersey, Delaware area, for all the first responders.
Perfect. And Ralph, if you're still watching, I know you're a big Eagles guy yourself. So
go Birds, baby.
Good chance to go support for anybody else out there watching. And hey, Sean, just make sure the
baby.
Either the day before the race,
either
the day before or the morning of the race, send us a picture of you in the unicycle, because we can post that up on our social media stories. We can get the word out there. We can post up that track and link. But man,
for sure.
It's great to have you back onto the Clubhouse. We're going to bring you back on after the race too. By the way, we'll have to talk about it doing a recap. And but before we sign off, where can the people find you on the internet?
Well, they can find me on TikTok itself. Mostly is where I'm at. Is Fit Trucker 1975 or Mr. Unimerica. Either one of those works. And then if you go on my profile page, there's a link down below in case you wanted to donate anything for charity. I'd greatly appreciate. And there's a little link right to that, and it puts you right over. Just click donate. There you go. It is a 501c3 charity. They are tax deductible, if you're so inclined on that. But yeah, I greatly appreciate that. And I'm on TikTok, or on Instagram, Mr. Unimerica, Facebook is just Sean Smith, SHAWN Smith. So on Facebook, any of those will get you seeing me. If you ever see me on the road, come approach me. Very approachable. Come approach me, and we'll get a workout in, and make you famous.
Let's go. You guys heard it. You guys heard it from here. Heard it here first. If you find Sean over the road, go find him. Go do some crunches with him. Go do some hit the bands. It's an open invite. You can find him anywhere. Fit Trucker 1975, Mr. Unamerica. Check him out. We're gonna have all his posted links on here. And if you guys have been joining us the last 36 minutes, Sean's a guy we partner with because he wants to leave this industry better than he found it. He leads by example out there in health, fitness, and always trucking. So, and hey, he just booked some truck parking for a friend of his out in California. If you need some parking, you want to plan ahead or book some parking for your buddy, or you want to get out to maybe to Atlantic City to go watch this race again, you can use the promo code FITTRUCKER20 off your next booking. But with that, guys, that'll do it for this week's Clubhouse. We will be back next Monday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. But with that, guys, stay safe, hammer down.